Yo, good evening, everyone in the USA, Canada, all over the world, plus the five boroughs of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad, aka the Gregonator, aka YouTuber, host of the most, and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. And you are now listening, tuning in, and rocking with the review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. All right, we have a great show for you today. And first and foremost, for new listeners and new watchers in the YouTube universe that don't know what's going on, we are live and direct from StreamYard, YouTube, and alongside of my of aside of me is my Instagram live handle, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, which is where you can follow the show actually, because I am gonna do more Instagram lives on there as well. Because I know some people been, you know, some people were complaining about seeing my face, but it's like, listen, there's some days that I do want to show my face on certain things, and other times that I don't. So let's just be clear on this one. All right. But other than that, man, if you're new to the channel and you missed any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry, I got you back. All you need to do is go grab the subscribe button on the Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast YouTube channel page. And make sure you enable alerts, leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and topics. Be sure to download your favorite episodes. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes that was already recorded that will be uploaded and posted to the YouTube channel of the Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast page. Um Also, share the episodes, share the videos. I will talk about the audio streaming platforms at the end of the show. All right. Now I do want to empathize on the whole mental health check-in. So I want to start with that first before we even get to the show right here. So mentally, physically, and spiritually. So mentally, um, well, today I've been a little all over the place, but I was interacting with maybe one or two people on different apps, and the subject was about unconditional love. And one particular individual, I'm not going to say his name on here, who said that there's no such thing as unconditional love. Now, I spoke to another streamer who also said that there is a such thing. Well, for some people, there is a such thing as unconditional love. But then you have those that don't get it. But the thing about for what I gathered and understand is um love is not just about being with somebody. So it's to there's levels to love. It's not just being with a person. It's also about showing love to yourself actually. You know what I'm saying? Um and there's some people who have unconditional love of being single, of course, including myself. And maybe I might be able to consider, maybe I don't know when exactly I'm gonna actually plan it, because I don't really plan to go out, but it's just it's a challenge. It's a difficult challenge for me actually, because you got one hand, you have some women that probably might be too busy and stuff because they got working careers and stuff, and then on the other hand, um and then on the other hand, I myself don't want to be one of those people who is, rude, who basically, try to talk to somebody while they have their music playing. So, you know what I'm saying? And I've been making a whole decision not to get cursed out and shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's just basically how I felt though. So of course mentally, yeah, I was all over the place. Physically and spiritually, I am managing actually, you know what I'm saying? Um so there you go, right here. So I'd like to go to the first the first thing I want to go to is what you call music Kool-Aid. And basically what that is a segment about the music artists such as singers and rappers who have singles, um, EPs, albums, the discographies. I mean, you just name it. You know what I mean? You just name that. So the first the first music artist is a rap group that I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with. And they are, G Unit. And of course, here we go with the show right here. So G Unit, which is short for Gorilla Unit, right? Was an American hip hop group formed by longtime friends and East Coast rappers 50 Cent, Tony Yayo, and Lloyd Banks. After releasing a string of mixtapes in the early 2000s, including 50 Cent is The Future, God's Plan, and No Mercy, No Fear, the group released their debut album, Beg for Mercy, in 2003, which went on to ship over 4 million copies in the US and was certified quadruple platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. The album, which followed the critical and commercial success of 50 Cent's major label debut, Get Rich or Die Trying, served as a platform for Lloyd Banks, Young Buck, and Tony Yayo to release their respective solo debut albums. Of course, you got Hunger for More in 2004, Straight Out of Cashville 2004, and Thoughts of a Predicate Felon in 2005. In 2008, the group released their second album, TOS, Terminate on Sight. Let's see. Yeah, of course, the people, obviously, the past members. You have the Game and Kid. So anyway, during Tony Yayo's imprisonment in 2003, the group recruited Tennessee-based rapper Young Buck, who was featured throughout the Beg for Mercy album. The Game was also added to the group, a proposition made by Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine in late 2003 to promote the Aftermath Interscope newcomer. And um, however, due to the game's disloyalty in the eyes of 50 Cent, he was soon removed from the group in March 2005. In April 2008, 50 Cent revealed Young Buck was no longer a part of the group due to his excessive spending and inconsistent behavior. In early 2014, after Yayo and 50 Cent separately stated G Unit was no more, the original members of the group reconciled and reunited at Summer Jam 2014, along with Young Buck after his 6-year departure from the group. G Unit Records artist Kid was also added to the group upon its reformation. The group released their first collaborative project in 6 years, an EP titled The Beauty of Independence, in August of the same year. In April 2018, Kid announced he was leaving both the group and G Unit Records to become independent. In June of the same year, 50 Cent announced the group it has disbanded. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna go into. Wait, hold on. So let me see. I'm sorry. Um, okay, we're gonna go to. I'm not even gonna go to the history, so I'm not even gonna go there. So let's go to the discography. Of course, we start with Beg for Mercy. Okay, Beg for Mercy is the debut album by G Unit. At the time, composed of rappers 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, and Young Buck, with support from Tony Yayo, who is an original member, but was in prison at the time of the album's main recordings as well as release. And newest member, The Game, who was inducted into the group at the recording sessions were already finished. The album was released in November 2003, 9 months after 50 Cent's successful debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying. Um, of course, um, you got singles. One of my favorite songs that's on my playlist, which is Stunt 101. September 23rd, 2003, Poppin' Them Things. November 4th, 2003, Wanna Get to Know You. Just January 13th, 2004, Smile. April 8th, 2004. Professional ratings, aggregate scores, Source, Metacritic, 62 out of 100. Um, Review scores, All Music, 3 stars. Entertainment Weekly, B. Um, Robert Christgau gave it a bomb. Don't know why. RapReviews.com, 7.5 out of 10. Blender, 3 stars. E, B. Pop Pop Matters, favorable. Rolling Stone, 3 stars. Let's see. I've been promoting G Unit since before I even had a record deal, says 50. All the music I put on the mixtape circuit was 50 Cent and G Unit. As the album was recorded, Tony Yayo was sentenced to jail on charges of gun possession and bail jumping, and so he makes only 2 appearances on the entire record. On the tracks, Groupie Love and I Smell Pussy. His image is seen on the brick wall of the album cover, as he could not be photographed due to the jail sentence. At the same time of the album's release, rapper The Game was just placed in G Unit, therefore he is not photographed, nor does he make an appearance on the album. He does, however, make cameos in the videos for singles "Want to Get to Know You" and "Poppin' Them Things." He is also mentioned in the lyrics of "Poppin' Them Things" when Young Buck raps, you ain't no crip like Snoop, you ain't no blood like Game." Um, so of course, um, in its first week of sales, "Beg for Mercy" sold 377,000 copies. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, behind Tupac Resurrection and Jay-Z's The Black Album. Its bow was moved up from November 18th to Thought Piracy, as was Beg for Mercy. Beg for Mercy then sold 330,000 copies in its second week to peak at number 2 on the Billboard 200, while moving another 195,000 units in its third week. By April 2008, it has sold over 2.7 million units rather in the US, 9.8 million copies worldwide, and has since been certified um, double platinum by the RIAA. Now we go to the charts. All right, weekly charts for 2003, 2004. Okay, Australian albums. Peak position 30. Belgian albums. Flanders. Oh wow. 31. Canadian albums 5, Dutch albums 38, French albums 39, German albums 57, Irish albums 10, Italian albums 68, New Zealand albums 26, Norwegian albums 28, Scottish albums 14, Swedish albums 58, Swiss albums 28, UK albums 13, US Billboard 200 2, US top R&B and hip hop albums 2. Year end charts. UK albums 122, US Billboard 200 185, US top R&B and hip hop albums 71, Dutch albums 97, UK albums 199, US Billboard 200 20, US top R&B hip hop albums 8. Okay. All right, so Canada, um, quadruple platinum, 400,000 certified units in sales. United Kingdom, platinum, 300,000 certified units in sales. United States, double platinum, 2 million certified units in sales. All right, let's see. Uh, Now I'm not too well. Let's go over the TUS thing because I didn't even know that was out. So let's take a look at this. So TUS stands for Terminate on Sight. It's the second and final studio album by rap group G Unit. It was the group's first album in 5 years since their previous album, Beg for Mercy. The title of the album was originally announced to be Shoot to Kill and then Lock and Load, with the eventual name being Terminate on Sight. The album was originally scheduled to be released on June 24, 2008, but was rescheduled to July 1st. Um okay, so singles, I Like the Way She Do It, Writer Part 2, Close to Me, are the singles. Um so okay. Um So the concept, the album's title, has been acknowledged by Hip Hop DX, who said, as the title suggests, they aren't exactly aiming for joy. In an interview with MTV, Tony Yayo reviewed the reason behind the title, saying that it describes the aggressiveness. 50 Cent commented on the method of songwriting and recording that the group are using. He said, "We ran through 18 records, but what I was doing at that point was I was allowing them to make the same effort that they would make for mixtape material for the album. So we'll put portions of that material that were made during that time span on the actual street. It's not going to do anything but build momentum." And he also said it's like a spin-off to the sequel, Beg for Mercy. It was a statement towards the competition, towards other art, excuse me, towards other artists. Um, Terminate on Sight is the version where you get more aggressive. This record embodies that. I kind of know where I need to go because I tested the waters with the material I put out. I get to tell with the response to certain records where I need to be and chill out from other stuff. So, okay. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into all this. Um, so I'm not even gonna do this. So we're gonna go to the reception. So, um, professional ratings. Sources Metacritic 45 out of 100. All music 4.5 stars. The AV Club D. Billboard favorable. Blender 3 stars. Now 2 stars. Pop Matters 2 stars. Rap Reviews 6 out of 10. Rolling Stone 2.5 stars. Smooth 4 stars. Uncut 3 stars. Um, Terminate on Sight received mixed reviews from music critics. At Metacritic, it has been given a score of 45 out of 100 based on 10 mixed or average reviews. The track Straight Outta Southside is a tribute to Sean Bell, who was killed by police in New York City. The song features elements from NWA's track entitled Straight Outta Compton. All hip hop noted the aggressiveness on Straight Outta Southside, quoting Lloyd Banks' lines, "Fuck the police with a HIV carrier, no Vaseline, and an M16." They also called Kitty Cat and I Like the Way She Do It downright awful. All music praised the lyrics on the album, citing lyrics from the track Piano Man. I'm a work of art, a ghetto version of Mozart. Oh man, oh man, that shit is crazy. They call me the Piano Man. Oh man, they also positively commented on Tony Yayo's style, saying Yayo has never sounded so good, stepping his game up with a faster and more urgent style, dropping wider lines, citing his lyrics on the title track. I kick game like Pel, Pele and Beckham. um, so Reverb Nation have noted that No Days Off features funky 1964 style bass line, which maintaining the use of synthesized effects and have described it as instant rhyming music. Similarly, um, they said that Kitty Cat features an irresistible iron flavor flow, which the Piano Man is dark and sardonic. MTV stated that the party ain't over is reminiscent of I Get Money and denounces talk of the group's demise. Um, Hip Hop DX gave the album to 2 out of 5, calling like I like the way she do it, knowing nothing short of embarrassing. Um, Nevertheless, they praised several tracks, calling "You So Tough" easily the best track on the album, and praising "I Don't Want to Talk About It" for its dope production. They also commented on the track "Ready or Not," calling it nice and menacing, and the way the album should sound. UGO gave it a B and called it a satisfying G Unit release. OK Player gave it a favorable review and said the album lacks the soul and introspection that endear audiences to even the most hardened villain. There's no remorse here, no second guessing themselves. Just day in, day out, thugging, slinging, shooting, and screwing. The members of G Unit have elected to portray themselves um, as inhumane to the ninth degree. Um, and for the opportunity, they like to thank God. Artist Direct gave it 4 stars out of 5 and said G Unit have effectively found the balance between sex and war, and they are about to terminate the competition with extreme prejudice. IGN gave it a 7.6 out of 10 and said that the group did a stellar job of picking beats. Um, Def Sounds gave the album a 7.5 out of 10 and praised all its aspects, agreeing with IGN and calling the production up tempo, gritty, rough, but enjoyable, and commenting on the lyrics, saying the constant subliminals, catchy punchlines, and the funny insults add to the employment of the album. Uh, they note that the same subject matter is used throughout the album, however, saying the combination of hot production, witty lyrics, and constant disses makes the tough talk a success. They concluded by saying, from start to finish, this album offers energy, aggression, tough talk, and a bravado that only a member of G Unit could embody. You'll be hard pressed to find someone who can hear this album and not find at least 5 songs that they like. This album is definitely a keeper. Um, of course, commercial success. Terminate on Sight debuted at number 4 on the U.S. Billboard 200 with sales of 102,000 copies in its first week. Um, yeah, let's go to the charts. So the weekly chart for 2008. Australian albums 35 peak position. Austrian albums 44. Belgian albums not Flanders again. Oh man. 46. Um Belgian. Oh man, Belgian albums 96, Canadian albums 4, Dutch albums 65, French albums 61, German albums 54, Irish albums 35, New Zealand albums 37, Scottish albums 53, Swiss albums 25, UK albums 39, US Billboard 204, US top R&B and hip hop albums 2, and US top rap albums 2. Year end charts. US Billboard, excuse me. US Billboard 200, 188, and US top R&B and hip hop albums 52. Okay. What else I could get into? I think this is about this is crazy, man. He only made 4 albums and shit. I haven't really listened to those last 2, so I'm not gonna really get into all of that. So um let's get into Juvenile. So Terrius Gray, better known by his stage name Juvenile, is an American rapper best known for his work with Cash Money Records in the late 1990s and early 2000s, both solo and as a member of the label's then flagship group Hot Boys. Let's see. Juvenile be- Juvenile's career began in the early 1990s as a teenager with bounce music recordings that made him a local star. He released his debut album, Being Myself, in 1995. After signing to Cash Money, Juvenile released Soldier Rags in 1997, which included the major hits, locals hit Soldier Rag. A year later, he released the multi-platinum 400 Degrees, which included his first nationwide hits, Hot and Back That Ass Up. Um, he released other successful solo albums for Cash Money, The G Code, Project English, and Juvie the Great, which included the #1 hit Slow Motion. After leaving Cash Money, Juvenile has released several other albums, including The Beginning of the End with the group UTP, which included the Anthem Noia Clap and the solo #1 album Reality Check. Um, okay, for those of you who may not know what UTP stands for, damn, not sure not sure what it stands for. Um, anyway, um, yeah, I'm not gonna really get into all that. So let's get into his discography right here. Of course, you have um, oh yeah, 400 Degrees. Let's go over that one. Um, so 400 Degrees is the third album by American rapper Juvenile. The album was released on November 3rd, 1998 on Cash Money Records. It remained Juvenile's best-selling album of his solo career, and currently the best-selling album ever released on Cash Money Records. The album was certified quadruple platinum by the RIAA on December 19th, 1999. Of course, you got hit singles like "Follow Me Now," August 22nd, 1998, "Ha," October 17th, 1998, "Back That Thing Up," released in June 11th, 1999. Of course, two official singles, "Ha" and "Back That Ass Up," um, peaked at numbers 68 and 19 on the Billboard Hot 100, respectively. The album peaked at number 2 on Billboard's Top R&B and Hip Hop Albums music chart and number 9 on the Billboard 200 music chart in 1999. It also claimed the top position of the Top R&B Hip Hop Albums chart on the Billboard Year and chart for 1999. As a single, "Bet That Ass Up" was released, credited, and charted as the more censored "Back That Thing Up." The album also features a bonus remix of the single "Ha" with New York rapper Jay-Z, the only guest appearance outside of Cash Money roster, and the first time Cash Money collaborated with an East Coast rapper on the song. As of 2013, 400 Degrees has sold well over 600 million copies worldwide. The album won R&B Album of the Year at the 1999 Billboard Music Awards. The explicit version of the album was not totally uncensored, such as the line "Do a homicide with me" on "Gonna Ride with Me," and "Put a pistol in his face" in "Welcome to the Noy." No, no, Nola. In September 2020, Rolling Stone ranked the album number 470 on their list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. Hold on, let me get a drink, folks. Stay with me. Okay. Um. Okay. We go to the professional ratings, review scores. We have a source. All music. 4 stars. Robert Christgau. A scissor. Don't know why. Pitchfork 9.4 out of 10. Rap Reviews 7 out of 10. Rolling Stone 4.5 stars. We're gonna go to the charts. Of course, weekly charts right here. We have U.S. Billboard 200 peak position. This is the chart for 1988 to 1999. Peak position 9. U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums 2. Year-end charts. U.S. Billboard 200 18. U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums 1. Chart 200. U.S. Billboard 200 50. U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums 39. All right. Now we're gonna go to another the albums that I'm familiar with actually. We are familiar with the G Code. The G Code is the full studio album by American rapper Juvenile. The album was released December 14th, 1989 on Cash Money Records. It features the hit singles "You Understand" and "I Got That Fire." Wow. Yes, those were the singles, man. Um, Professional ratings. All music. 3 stars. Chicago Tribune mixed. Entertainment Weekly B plus. NME 5 out of 10. Q, 4 stars. Rap Reviews, 8.5 out of 10. Robert Christgau, 1 star. Damn. Rolling Stone, 3 stars. The Source, 4.5 stars. USA Today, 3 stars. The album wasn't as successful as his previous album, 400 Degrees, but it did reach number 10 on the US Billboard 200 with first week sales of over 290,000 copies, and also topped the top R&B and hip hop albums chart during the first week of 2000. The album was also certified platinum by the RIAA on January 24th, 2000 for sales of 1 million copies, and went on to sell 2 million worldwide. And we're going to go to for the chart for 1999. So US Billboard 200 peak position 10, US top R&B and hip hop albums 1. Chart for 2000 on the position. US Billboard 200 is 62. US top R&B and hip hop albums 14. Hold on a sec. All right. So US Billboard 200 position is 62. US top R&B and hip hop albums 14. Okay. Now we go to Project English. Project English is the fifth studio album by Southern rapper Juvenile. The album was released August 21st, 2001 by Cash Money and Universal. The album was supported by one single, Set It Off. Project English reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 during the week of September 7th, 2001. On October 24th, 2001, Project English was certified gold for shipping 500,000 copies. Of course, Set It Off is the only single on there. And we got the professional ratings, review scores, sources, All Music, 3 stars. The AV Club, unfavorable. Damn. Entertainment Weekly, positive. Hip Hop DX, 4.5 stars. Los Angeles, 3 stars. Rap Reviews, 8 out of 10. Rolling Stone, 3.5 stars. And we go to charts. US Billboard 200 for 2001 chart. Peak position 2. US top R&B and hip hop albums 2. Year-end charts. US Billboard 200. That's the chart for 2001. Position is 129. US top R&B and hip hop albums is 52. All right, so we're gonna go to Julie the Great. Julie the Great is the 6th studio album by American rapper Juvenile. The album was released on December 23rd, 2003 by Cash Money Records, Universal Music Group, and UTP Records. Hold on a minute, guys. UTP, not sure what that is, so wait. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on, let me look this up. Sorry, folks. Let me look this up on UTP. What does UTP stand for? Okay. So, no. So this is oh boy, UTP. Um, so this is just um hold on. Hold on. So UTP. Oh, wait a minute here. UTP record unlisted training privileges. Are you serious? Wait, that's the name of the. Wait. UTP records. Hold on. If I get this right. So this is crazy, man. Um. Oh, okay. Uptown Projects. Okay, got it. Got it. Um. Okay, got it. Um. All right. So it was his last on Cash Money Records before departing from it. The album was certified platinum July 20th, 2004, becoming his third album to do so. At the 400 Degrees and the G Code, the album entered at number 32 on the Billboard Pop charts and sold over 100,000 copies in its first week. Um, so, so the singles include In My Life, which was released on August 2nd, 2003. Bounce Back, November 20th, 2003. I actually like In My Life is my favorite though, man. Slow Motion, released March 1st, 2004 as well. Um, so professional ratings, review scores, source. The first source is All Music, 3 stars. The Boston Globe mixed. Entertainment Weekly, C minus. Pop Matters positive. Rap reviews 8 out of 10. Rolling Stone 3 stars. USA Today 3.5 stars. Julie the Great includes the hit single Slow Motion featuring Soldier Slim, who was shot dead almost a month before the album's release, which topped the Billboard Hot 100. It became the most successful single for both artists and made Soldier Slim one of the only major artists to top the charts posthumously. This was his first album since his debut, Being Myself, not exclusively produced by Manny Fresh. Let's go to weekly charts. Okay, the chart for 2004, peak position, U.S. Billboard 200, 28 U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums, 4 um, chart for 2004, and the position for the U.S. Billboard 200 is 60. U.S. top R&B hip hop albums is 9. Um, what else? Oh, Reality Check. Reality Check is the seventh studio album by American rapper Juvenile. The album was released on March 7th, 2006 by UTP Records, which stands for Uptown Projects. Just found that out actually, folks. So there you go. And Atlantic Records. The album features guest appearances from Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Fat Joe, and Ludacris, among others. Um, so the only single out of that album was Rodeo, which was one of my favorite songs too. Um, so professional ratings, review sources, source rating, All Music, 4.5 stars. Robert Christgau gave it a B minus. Hip Hop DX, 4.5 stars. OK Player, 4 stars. Pitchfork Media, 7.9 out of 10. Rap Reviews, 8 out of 10. Rolling Stone, um, four 4.5 stars. Stylist Magazine, B. USA Today, 3 stars. Vibe is 4.5 stars. Reality Check was supported by 3 singles: Rodeo, Get Your Hustle On, and Way I Be Leaning. The album debuted at number one on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart, selling 174 copies its first week. The album was certified gold by the Recording Industry um, Association of America. Of course, you got the singles. Of course, we already got okay. Um, yeah. I already went there already. Um, so the track, no, excuse me, the charts rather, the weekly charts for 2006, U.S. Billboard 200, one uh, peak position, U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums, one U.S. Billboard 200 chart 2006 position, 143, U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums 31. Okay, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Um, yeah, let's go to. I'm not gonna be able to get to all the albums, so um, what I like to do is I'm going to go into um, we're gonna go into a segment that I like to actually call. Hold on a minute, guys. Yeah. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into a segment that I would like to call um the video games chamber. Basically, it's a segment about the games in the game systems. Of course, I am going to include the ones that we play on our phones and stuff, which I'm not sure when I'm going to review any of those quite yet, but I will you know review that real soon. So we're gonna let me see. All right, so our first game we're going to be reviewing is, of course, obviously the Grand Theft Auto game. I'm not too sure how many Grand Theft Auto games I actually reviewed, but um, we're gonna get into it actually. So, Grand Theft Auto is a series of action adventure games created by David Jones and Mike Daly. Later titles were developed under the oversight of brothers Dan and Sam Hauser, Leslie Benzies, and Aaron Garbutt. It is primarily developed by British development house Rockstar North, formerly DMA Design, and published by its parent company Rockstar Games. The name of the series referenced the term Grand Theft Auto used in the United States for motor. Um, of course, the platforms was featured on Android. It was on Dreamcast, Fire OS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, iOS, Mac OS, um, Microsoft Windows, MS DOS, Nintendo DS, Nintendo Switch, Oculus Quest 2. Not sure what that is. PlayStation 2, 3, 4, and 5. PlayStation Portable, Windows Phone, Xbox and Xbox 360, and Xbox One, and Xbox Series X/S. This was the release was November 28th, 1997. Okay. Um, so the gameplay focuses on an open world where the player can complete missions to progress an overall story as well as engage in various side activities. Most of the gameplay revolves around driving and shooting, with occasional role playing and stealth elements. The series also has elements of the earlier beat 'em up games from the 16-bit era. The games in the no, Grand Theft Auto series are set in fictional locales modeled uh, modeled actually after real life cities at various points in time from the early 1960s to the 2010s. Um, so Um, the original game's map encompassed three cities: Liberty City, based on New York City; San Andreas, based on San Francisco; and Vice City, based on Miami. But later titles tend to focus on a single setting, usually one of the original three locales, albeit remodeled and significantly expanded. The series centers on different protagonists who attempt to rise through the ranks of the criminal underworld, although their modes for doing so vary in each title. The antagonists are commonly characters who have portrayed the protagonist on their organization, or characters who have the most impact impeding the protagonist's progress. Several film and music veterans have voiced characters in the games, including Ray Liotta, Dennis Hopper, Samuel Jackson, William Fichtner, James Woods, Debbie Harry, Axl Rose, and Peter Fonda. Um, of course, DMA Design began the series in 1997 with the release of the Grand Theft Auto. Um, as of 2020, the series consists of 7 standalone titles and 4 expansion packs. The third main title, Grand Theft Auto 3, released in 2001, is considered a landmark as it brought the series to the three-dimensional 3D setting and more immersive experience. Subsequent titles have followed and built upon the concept established in Grand Theft Auto 3 and received significant acclaim. They have influenced other open world action games and led to the label Grand Theft Auto clone on similar titles. The series has been critically acclaimed with all the main 3D entries in the franchise. Um, Frequently ranked among the greatest and best-selling video games. It has shipped more than 300 million units, um, making it the fifth best-selling video game franchise. In 2006, Grand Theft Auto was featured in a list of British design icons in the Greatest British Design Quest, organized by the BBC and the Design Museum. In 2013, The Telegraph ranked Grand Theft Auto among Britain's most successful exports. The series has also been controversial for its adult nature and violent themes. It's a video game, man. Like, come on. Um. Anyway, man. So let's go over. So we're gonna go over some stuff here, man. 'Cause this is quite interesting right here, man. Um. So, oh boy. So everything was in okay. Um. Hang on a minute, guys, as I look over this. Hold on. Obviously, um, obviously, I'm gonna start with Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is an action adventure video game developed by DMA Design and published by BNG Interactive. It is the first title of the Grand Theft Auto series and was released in November 1997 for MS-DOS and Microsoft Windows, in December 1997 for the PlayStation, and in October 1999 for the Game Boy Color. The game's narrative follows a criminal who climbs in status within the criminal underworld across three fictional cities inspired by real life locations. The gameplay is presented from a top down perspective and takes place within an open world environment in which the player is not required to perform missions, although they are necessary to progress through the levels. Um, so let's see. Um, let's see. We're gonna go over the gameplay. So let's see. All right. Grand Theft Auto is made up of 6 levels split between 3 main cities. Each locale is based on a real life city in the United States, with the alternative name Liberty City, which is New York City. San Andreas is San Francisco, and Vice City, Miami. The progression is linear, as each level completed automatically unlocks the next one in the chain. Players begin in a game choosing a character from amongst 8 4 in the PlayStation version and naming them, though the choice is purely aesthetic and doesn't affect the overall gameplay. In each level, the player's ultimate objective is to reach a target number of points, which starts at um $1 million, but becomes higher in the later levels, and then reach the level's goal to complete the stage. The player is free to do whatever they want, but have limited lives upon doing so. Points can be gained from anything, such as causing death and destruction amid the traffic in the city, completing special challenges, or stealing and selling cars for profit. However, the more typical means to achieve their target is to perform tasks for the level's local crime syndicate. Jobs can be initiated by visiting and touching a ringing telephone box, with each level's set of jobs on offer being unique. Jobs can be completed in any order, and each has some level of freedom to how it is successfully completed, though destinations in each are fixed. Successful completion of a job awards the player points, unlocks harder missions with greater rewards, and provides a multiplier, a bonus that increases the value of points earned from completing jobs and actions. Failing a job by not completing objectives, being arrested, or dying secures no points and can seal off other tasks in the chain. Players can find equipment across the levels map to help them with jobs and making points, including weapons and body armor, the latter increasing the player's survival against attacks from enemies. If the player is killed, um, referred to in the game as wasted, they lose a life, lose all their current equipment, and they have their multiplayer bonus reset. Losing all their lives will result in the player having to restart a level. Um, Law enforcement is present in each level, and doing criminal actions will cause the player to raise their notoriety with police. The higher the level, the tougher the responses. If the player is arrested, they forfeit all equipment and have their multiplayer bonus halved. PC versions of the game were released with network multiplayer gameplay using the IPX protocol. Oh boy. Um, do I want to go over the soundtrack? Um, nah, I'm gonna go to the reception. All right. Array reception. Aggregate score. Aggregator game rankings. PC 79. PlayStation 68%. GameCube. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. GBC. Um, wait, 57%. Publications. CVG 7 out of 10. EGM 6.5 out of 10. GamePro 2 stars. Game Revolution B. GameSpot. PC 6.4 out of 10. PS PlayStation 8 out of 10. IGN 6 out of 10. Next Generation 4 stars. Nintendo Power 6.2 out of 10. OPM um, PlayStation 7 out of 10. Okay, so the game was a bestseller in the UK. By November 1998, global shipments to the retailers of Grand Theft Auto's computer and PlayStation versions had surpassed 1 million units combined. At the 1999 Melia Festival in Cannes, it took home a gold prize for revenues above 17 million in the European Union during 1988. The game was a commercial success, though it received mixed reviews upon release. GameSpot's 1998 review for Grand Theft Auto said that although the graphics may look a little plain, the music and sound effects are the opposite, praising the radio stations and the sound effects used to open and close vehicles. They also praised the freedom of the game, favoring it over other games that make the player follow a specific rule set and complete specific missions in a specific order. IGN were critical of the graphics, which were said to be really quite shoddy, shoddy and dated. They were also unimpressed by the fast foot programming and careless design, including the controls. Overall, the game was considered to be fun, but with problems which could have been fixed. Next Generation reviewed the PC version of the game, rating it 4 stars out of 5, and stated that it is quite easy to accuse Grand Theft Auto of being all style and no substance, but the change doesn't stick. Of course, we don't condone the acts within, but there is no denying that the game itself is well executed, quite enjoyable. Now, now we are going to go to hold on this. Hold on. We are gonna go to I'm not gonna go into handheld games and compilations and all that other stuff. I'm gonna go into all the way up to um 5. So let's go to Grand Theft Auto 2. All right. So Grand Theft Auto 2 is an American adventure game developed by DMA Design and published by Rockstar Games for Microsoft Windows and the PlayStation in October 1999, and the Dreamcast and Game Boy Color in 2000. It is the sequel to 1997's Grand Theft Auto and the second main installment of the Grand Theft Auto series, set within a retrofuturistic metropolis known as Anywhere City. Anywhere City, that's funny. Oh man. Oh man. The game focuses on players taking on the role of a criminal as they roam a fictional futuristic city, conducting jobs for various crime syndicates and having free reign to do whatever they wish to achieve their goal. The game's intro is unique for a title in the series, as it involves live action series filmed by Rockstar Games. Okay, um, of course, this was released October October 22nd, 1989, on the Microsoft Windows, PlayStation, uh, Dreamcast, May 1st, 2000, and then in Europe, I guess, on July 28th, 2000, Game Boy Color, December 2000. Hmm. The game received mixed reviews from critics, though the Game Boy, no, no, the GBC version fared the worst, but was a modest commercial success. Grand Theft Auto 2 was succeeded by Grand Theft Auto 3, which I will review next, in October 2001, which started a new era for the series, while this game itself was re released on Steam in January 2008. Now, that's crazy. I didn't even know they made. Oh, wait. Did they really make a movie? Did they really make a movie? Oh gosh. Not so sure about the movie part, but um anyway, um okay. Like its predecessor, Grand Theft Auto, the game focuses on the players completing a series of levels, each requiring a set of target score being achieved in order to progress to the next stage. Points are awarded from various criminal actions such as um, destroying cars, selling vehicles, and completing missions for various crime syndicates, with the latter awarding more points than doing simple criminal actions. Creating chaos from their crimes will cause the player to be wanted by the police, who will hound the player to arrest or kill them. With higher wanted levels, increasing the level of response used. Being arrested or dying loses the player any equipment they found and impacts their multiplayer bonus. Grand Theft Auto 2, um, yeah, setting is unique for the series, a retro futuristic metropolis referred to only as anywhere USA. Oh shit. which is which is divided into three districts: downtown, residential, and industrial, that players will switch between as they progress through the game. The time period the game is set in is not specified. Conflicting sources suggest anything from 3 weeks into the future to the year being 2013. Despite in game references to the new millennium that is coming, implying the game takes place around its time of release in 1999. The game introduced several new features and improvements to the series. Players can now save their game during a playthrough of a level by visiting the church they start at, but must pay a set number of points to do so. Jobs on offer come from three different syndicates. Each level features two unique syndicates alongside a third syndicate present in all levels. By doing um, jobs for a syndicate and successfully completing them, the player gains respect with that syndicate, allowing them to take on tougher jobs with enough respect, um, and of course, but lose it with their chief rivals, locking them out of their jobs and making the syndicate's members hostile to the player. Other improvements include vehicles and pedestrians being more interactive with the game's environment, such as gang members engaging in fights with police, the presence of other criminals such as muggers, a health meter, garages that can modify vehicles with special improvement, a selection of side missions ranging from running a taxi to driving a semi truck, and groups of hidden packages to find across the level. Um, yeah. Let's see. So the game was developed in an 8-minute short film or live action footage filmed within New York City. The movie was devised as an introductory sequence for the game and was made available on Rockstar Games website. The film the film follows a criminal named Claude Speed. Oh shit. Oh man. Played by Scott Maslin, who conducts jobs around anywhere city for several criminal syndicates until his actions eventually catch up and he is killed by an assassin from one of the gangs he robbed. The film was based on a screenplay by Dan Houser and directed by Alex D. Rakoff. Now, I'm not too sure about the soundtrack. I'm not even going to go there on that one. So let's go to um, the reception. Okay, so we have the aggregator game rankings, and the score is 71.50%. For PC, um, 70.80%. DC, 69.92% for PlayStation 1. Um, 35 35.00% GBC. Um, 70 Metacritic, 70 out of 100. Um, PlayStation 1. Publications, CVG, 4 stars. Edge, 8 out of 10. GameSpot, 6.9 out of 10. Um, 6.9 out of 10. And 6.8 out of 10. IGN, 7.3 out of 10. You have 6.8 out of 10. And then you have 6.7 out of 10. And Next Generation, 2 stars. Grand Theft Auto 2's computer version received a Silver Sales Award from the Entertainment and Leisure Software Publishers Association, indicating sales of at least 100,000 copies in the United Kingdom. The game's PlayStation version received a Platinum Sales Award, which is um, 300,000 or more units in the United Kingdom from ELSPA. Um, so, Grand Theft Auto 2 was released to mixed reviews. The game's graphics um, received mixed reactions from critics, who noted that they had barely any difference to the graphics in the original game. IGN's um, Blevins called them average at best, and that scenery is hard to appreciate. Um, so um, Jeff um, Gertzman of GameSpot said that the graphics look a bit plain. The game's soundtrack received feedback, with Jeff Gertzman calling it a great soundtrack and that it closely mirrors the station style of the original game. Tal Blevins of IGN called it one of the best features of the game. Grand Theft Auto 2's gameplay element received mixed reactions. IGN's Jeremy Dunham said that the gameplay is where the game really takes a punch to the stomach, and that it could have been a lot better. Tal Blevins called it simple but effective. Jeff Gertzman said even though the gameplay is largely the same as in the previous GTA, it's still a lot of fun. Highlighted the um, the game's story, development, and inventive missions, stating that the Grand Theft Auto 2 manages to draw you deep into the complexities of its world. Blake Fisher reviewed the Dreamcast version of the game for um, Next Generation, rating it 2 stars out of 5, and stated that it is a great idea for one reason or another. Never really gets into a must play game. Hmm. Um. All right. Okay. So we're gonna go into Grand Theft Auto 5. Let me see how much time I have. Hold on a second, folks. Okay. All right. Um. All right. We can go into We got. Hold on. We can go into. Yeah, we're gonna go into Grand Theft Auto 3. We're gonna go into Vice City, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 4, and the last will be Grand Theft Auto 5. Um, okay. Whatever. Whatever. Games I didn't get a chance to review, I will do it in the next episode. So we'll see what happens. Um, I didn't. Well, let's see. Yeah, the rest of the games I'll probably review them at the next episode. I'm probably not gonna have time to actually look at the rest of the games as a review, so we're gonna just get into the Grand Theft Auto games. So Grand Theft Auto 3 is the next one. So Grand Theft Auto 3 is the 2001 action adventure game. This developed by DNA, designed and published by Rockstar Games. It is the third main entry in the um, Grand Theft Auto series, following 1999's Grand Theft Auto 2, and the fifth installment overall, set within the fictional Liberty City, loosely based on New York City. The story um, follows a silent protagonist, Claude, who, after being betrayed and left for dead by his girlfriend during a robbery, embarks on a quest for revenge that leads him to become entangled in a world of crime, drugs, gang warfare, and corruption. The game is played from a third person perspective, and its world is navigated on foot or by vehicle. The open world design lets players freely roam Liberty City, consisting of three main areas. Um, so it was released on PlayStation 2 October 23rd, 2001. Um, so there's Microsoft Windows, May 21st, 2002. May 24th, 2002, PALNA, um, Xbox, October 31st, 2003, January 2nd, 2004, PAL and a Mac, Mac OS X, release date November 12th, 2010, Android and iOS on December 15th, 2011, Fire OS May 15th, 2014. Stay with me, folks. Let me take a drink. Okay. Um, Give me 1 second. 1 second. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go over the gameplay, bros. Well, obviously everybody probably knows about the gameplay, so I'm probably not gonna. Well, I'm already on it, so let's. Why not? Um, Grand Theft Auto 3 is an action adventure game played from a person perspective. Excuse me. Players complete missions, linear scenarios with set objectives to progress through the story. It is possible to have several missions available at a time, as some missions require players to wait for further instructions or events. Outside of missions, players can freely roam the game's open world and have the ability to complete optional side missions. Liberty City is composed of three boroughs. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Portland, um, Staunton Island, and Shoreside Vale. Oh wow. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Um the latter two areas become unlocked as the players progresses through the storyline. Players may run, jump, or use vehicles to navigate the game's world. In combat, auto aim can be used as an assistant against enemies. Players should take damage. Their health meter can be fully regenerated through the use of um, health pickups. Body armor can be used to absorb gunshots and explosive damage, but it is used up in the process. When health is entirely depleted, gameplay stops and players respawn at the nearest hospital at the expense of losing armor, weapons, and an amount of money. If players commit crimes while playing, the game's law enforcement agents may respond as indicated by a wanted meter in the head up display. On the meter, the displayed stars indicate the current wanted level. Um, Law enforcement officers will search for players who leave the wanted vicinity. The wanted meter enters a cooldown mode and eventually recedes when players are hidden from the officer's line of sight. Um, the game lets players control the mute criminal Claude. During the story, Claude meets various new characters from gangs. As players complete missions for different gangs and criminal organizations, fellow gang members will often defend players, while rival gang members will recognize players and subsequently shoot on sight. While free roaming the game world, players may engage in activities such as a vigilante minigame, a firefighting um, an activity, um, a paramedic service, and a taxi cab service. Completion of these activities grants players with context specific rewards. For example, completing the vigilante mission allows players to bribe police officers after committing a crime. Wow. Wow, that's very interesting. Um, anyway, Um, players use melee attacks, firearms, and explosives to fight enemies. The firearms include weapons such as the micro Uzi, an M16 rifle, and a flamethrower. The game's three-dimensional environment allows a first-person view while aiming with the sniper rifle, rocket launcher, and the M15 rifle. The addition, the game's combat was reworked to allow players to commit drive-by shootings by facing sideways in a vehicle. The game gives players a wide variety of weapon options. They can be purchased from local firearms dealers, found on the ground, retrieved from dead enemies, or found around the city. Okay, no, excuse me, critical reception. Okay, hold on a sec. Um, okay, nah, critical reception, folks, is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, initial release, PlayStation 2 version reception, aggregator, we got Metacritic. The score is 97 out of 100. Publication, OneUp.com. uh, Score is A plus. All game 5 stars. Edge 8 out of 10. Eurogamer 10 out of 10. Game Informer 9.5 out of 10. Game Pro 5 out of 5. Game Revolution A. GameSpot 6.6. No, excuse me, 9.6 out of 10. GameSpy 94 out of 100. IGN 9.6 out of 10. Grand Theft Auto 3 was released to critical acclaim. Metacritic calculated an average score of 97 out of 100, indicating universal acclaim. Based on 56 reviews, it is the sixth highest rated game on Metacritic, tied with a number of others. Reviewers like the game's sound, gameplay, and open world design, though some criticism was directed at the controls. Tom Bramwell of Eurogamer called Grand Theft Auto 3 a luscious, sprawling epic, and official PlayStation magazine named it the most innovative, outlandish, brilliant video game. GameSpot's Jeff Gertzman described the game as an incredible experience that shouldn't be missed by anyone. IGN's Doug Perry named it one of the best titles of the year on PlayStation 2 or on any system. Many reviewers found the 3D graphics a welcome change from the 2D of the previous games. GameSpot's Gertzman particularly praised the character and vehicle models and the overall texture quality of the city. GameSpot's Andriy Alupoulou found the graphics really rather impressive, describing the car models as greatly improved over those in Midnight Club. Eurogamers Bramwell considered the graphics generally pleasant to look at, but considered it inferior to games like Gran Turismo 3 and um, ICO. Justin Leeper of Game Informer described Game World as stunning in scope and detail, and Perry of IGN found it to be on a scale that's truly epic. Game Revolution's Ben Silverman called the city a technological marvel that captures the essence of the gritty city life in amazing detail. IGN's um IGN's considered the game's sound unbelievably and meticulously delivered, particularly praising the soundtrack, voice acting, and sound design, stating that it was really approached as if it were done for a movie. Eurogamer's Bramwell echoes similar remarks, describing the city sounds as perfect and the soundtrack as monstrous. The sound was described as terrific by GameSpot's Gertzman and Game Revolution Silverman and OneUp.com appreciated the subtlety of the in-game radio stations. All Games Scott Allen Marriott named the music the true star of the game. Reviewers considered the style of the game's missions to be a welcoming departure from those in previous games. OneUp.com described the missions as wonderfully creative, while Games Masters appreciated the diversity. IGN's Perry similarly appreciated the variety and scale of the missions and praised the amount of available side missions. GameSpot's Alapool described the game's story as well paced and coherent, featuring plot elements akin to a mob film. GameSpot's Gertzman found the missions entertaining and challenging, but noted that exploring the game world also offers a great deal of fun to players. Reactions to the game's controls were mixed. Alupulu of GameSpy found the game controls beautifully, both while driving and on foot. Game Revolution Silverman identified the control issues as the game's only flaw, although praised the responsiveness of the driving mechanics. Matt um, Hel- Hel- Helge- um, Helgeson, Helgeson, Matt Helgeson of Game Informer similarly described the driving as great, but noted clunky combat. GamePro's Four-Eyed Dragon found the card simple to maneuver. Edge described the game's combat as an awkward system that stymies play. OneUp.com noted particular flaws in the targeting system, explaining that it often focuses on the wrong guy. Um, so Microsoft Windows versions reception aggregator Metacritic 93 out of 100. Game Informer 9.5 out of 10. GameSpot 9.3 out of 10. Um, GameSpy 94 out of 100. IGN 9.4 out of 10. PC Gamer 92%. XPlay 4 out of 5. Of course, um, when Grand Theft Auto 3 was released to Microsoft Windows in May 2002, it received similar critical acclaim. Metacritic calculated an average score of 93 out of 100, indicating universal acclaim based on 20 reviews. It was the highest rated Windows game on Metacritic in 2002. Reviewers liked the visual enhancements and control improvements, but criticized the port for its demanding system requirements. The in-game features um, and controls in the port were generally well received. Um, IGN's Tal Blevins praised the higher precision of the mouse controls, finding the aiming mechanic more precise. GameSpot's Eric Wolpaw also commended the mouse controls, um, also, but disapproved the replay system, particularly due to the lack of options with timing and camera controls. Extended play. Andrew Bubb appreciated the addition of a custom radio station as well as the availability of custom skins. Daniel Morris of PC Gamer praised the gameplay tweaks provided by the port, but criticized the lack of major additional features as such as an overhead map of the in-game city. The port's visuals received a positive response from reviewers. GameSpot's Wolpaw praised the port's reworked textures but criticized the frequent pop-up and the advanced system requirements. IGN's Blevins similarly criticized the necessity of an advanced system for stable play, but ultimately felt that the port looks a bit nicer than the original game. GameSpy's Sal Accardo felt that the port looks much sharper than the PlayStation 2 version. Though noticed some choppy animations, extended plays, Bob mentioned that the advanced settings resulted in slowdown and crashes. Game Informer's Matt Helgeson noticed little difference between the visuals of the original and the port. Yeah, so mobile version, Metacritic, um, 80 out of 100. Destructoid, 7 out of 10. Eurogamer, 5 out of 10. GameSpot, 7 out of 10. IGN, 7.5 out of 10. Pocket Gamer, 9 out of 10. All right, so um, when Grand Theft Auto 3 was released to mobile devices in um, 2011, it received generally positive reviews. Metacritic calculated an average score of 80 out of 100 based on 26 reviews. Reviewers liked the enhanced visuals, but criticism was directed at the touchscreen controls. The port's visuals were well received. IGN's Peter Eggermans um, commended the smoother textures, especially condensed on a mobile screen, while the Destructoid's Jim Sterling noted improvements in the character and vehicle models. Mark Walton of GameSpot wrote that the game runs well on high-end devices like the Motorola Zoom and Samsung Galaxy S2. but noticed significant frame rate and texture issues on the Xperia Play. Pocket gamers Mark Brown identified the game's short draw distance leading to sudden pop-up, although still found that the models and textures have been given a tune-up in the port. The touchscreen controls received a mixed response. Eurogamer's Dan Whitehead appreciated the driving mechanics, but felt that moving on foot is a flaky way of navigating the world and criticized the clumsy shooting mechanics as most of the guns cannot be manually targeted. IGN's Eckermans felt that the controls make half the experience frustrating, and Destructoid Stern described them as by far the biggest barrier toward enjoying the port. Brown, a pocket gamer, found that the touchscreens hasn't hindered the game too drastically, commanding simple movement and effortless driving mechanics. Some critics identified better controls upon the use of external gamepads, but felt that they hindered the game's portability. Um, yeah, of course, we're gonna get to um, commercial success. Um, Grand Theft Auto 3 was the highest selling game of 2001 in the United States, selling over 2 million units by February 2002. The game was also the second best selling game of 2002, behind only its sequel. Take Two stock significantly increased following the game's launch, and the game was included in PlayStation's greatest hits selection. Within a year of release, the game has sold 6 million copies and generated over 250 million dollars in revenue. By January 2003, it has sold 7 million and generated over 350 million dollars. In the United States, the game had sold 5.5 million units by June 2004 and 6.5 million units by December 2007. The Windows version accounted for 420,000 sales and 16.9 million in earnings by August 2006 um, in the United States. It was the country's 34th best-selling computer game between January 2000 and August 2006. Um, yeah, let's go to the accolades, man. Grand Theft Auto 3 received multiple nominations and awards from gaming publications. It was awarded Game of the Year at the Game Developers Choice Award and from GameSpot and GameSpot. It was named the best PlayStation 2 game by Game Revolution, GameSpot, and um, IGN. It also won Best Action Game from Game Revolution, GameSpot, and IGN. Yes. Most innovative from GameSpot, as well as excellence in game design at the Game Developers Choice Awards. GameSpot also awarded the game most offensive, best use of radio, and tied for best artificial intelligence. It won the global award at the seventh CESA Game Awards in 2003 and an award for excellence at the eighth CESA Game Awards in 2004. Well, I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna go there on the damn. I'm not even gonna go there on the damn legacy shit though. I'm not gonna go there on that one. So let me see. Um, of course. Let me see. Yeah, let's do. Yeah, we're gonna do San Andreas and then 4 and then 5 and then I'm gonna wrap this show up. Anyway, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a 2004 action adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It is the fifth main entry in the game in the Grand Theft Auto series, following 2002's Grand Theft Auto Vice City and the seventh installment. Overall, it was released in October 2004 for the PlayStation 2, in June 2005 for Microsoft Windows and Xbox, and in November 2010 for Mac OS X. The game is set within an open environment that players can explore and interact with at their leisure. The story follows former gangster Carl C.J. Johnson, who returns home following his mother's murder and is drawn back into his former gang in a life of crime while clashing with corrupt authorities and powerful criminals. Carl's journey takes him across the fictional U.S. state of San Andreas, which is heavily based on California and Nevada and encompasses three major cities: Los Santos, inspired by Los Angeles, San Fierro, San Francisco, and Las Venturas, Las Vegas. And of course, this was released in um, October 26th, 2004, PlayStation 2, Windows, Xbox on June 7th, 2005, and June 10th, 2005, Mac OS X, November 12th, 2010, iOS December 12th, 2013, Android December 19th, 2013, Windows Phone January 27th, 2014, Fire OS May 15th, 2014, Xbox 360 October 26th, 2014, PlayStation 3 December 1st, 2015. Um, yeah. Hold on. I'm not even gonna read all this, so I'm gonna just go over the reception right here. Um, Aggregator, Metacritic 84 out of 100, 93 out of 100 for PC, PlayStation 2, 95 out of 100, 93 out of 100. Of course, the reason I skipped all that reading and stuff like that is because I'm trying to get to um, two more, 2 or 3 more games or whatever actually in the Grand Theft Auto thing. Um, I'm trying to actually, you know, get past all this actually. So, you guys probably know about the gameplay already. I'm not gonna really read that. You guys are more welcome to actually look up the gameplay yourselves for each of the Grand Theft Auto games and stuff. So, here we go. Um, yeah, Xbox 93 out of 100. So review scores, publication, GameSpot, um, not announced for iOS, 9 out of 10 for PC, 9.6 out of 10 for PlayStation 2, Xbox 9.2 out of 10. IGN 8.3 out of 10, PC 9.3 out of 10, PlayStation 2 9.9 out of 10, Xbox 9.5 out of 10. Touch Arcade, 5 stars. Of course, IGN's best of 2004, PlayStation Game of the Year, best PlayStation 2 action game, best story for PlayStation 2, GameSpot's best and worst of 2004, best PlayStation game, best action adventure game, Reader's Choice, best PlayStation 2 um, action adventure game, Reader's Choice PlayStation Game of the Year, best voice acting, funniest game. Um, yeah. Um, 2004 Spike TV Video Game Awards, Game of the Year, best performance by a human male, best action game, best soundtrack. I'm not gonna really read all the stuff right there. Um, so we're gonna actually go to another game to review because I'm trying to really wrap this shit up actually. So there's two more I gotta do. Grand Theft Auto 4 is the 2008 action adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It is the sixth main entry in Grand Theft Auto series, following 2004's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and the 11th installment overall, within the fictional Liberty City, based on New York City. The single player story follows European war veteran Nico Bellic and his attempts to escape his past while under pressure from high-profile criminals. The open-world design lets players freely roam Liberty City, consisting of three main islands and neighboring state of Alderney, based on New Jersey. Ooh, okay. And this was released April 29th, 2008 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, Microsoft Windows, December 2nd, December 3rd. Of course, you guys probably, I'm not even going to read all. I'm going to go to the reception, man. All right. All right. Sorry, I didn't even see this coming. Yeah. Oh my god. All right, cool. I appreciate the fire Notigami. Appreciate you. You're the homie. Yeah. So, so console versions reception aggregate score. So we go to the aggregator of Metacritic. 98 out of 100 is the score. Publication, oneup.com. Score is A plus. CVG, 9.5 out of 10. Edge, 10 out of 10. Eurogamer, 10 out of 10. Game Informer, 10 out of 10. GameSpot, 10 out of 10. Games Radar Plus, 5 stars. IGN, 10 out of 10. I'm not going to read all this actually. So we're going to go to the Windows version. So the aggregator of Metacritic, 90 out of 100. Publication, oneup.com, which is a B. CVG, 9.4 out of 10. Eurogamer, 9 out of 10. GameSpot, 9 out of 10. GameSpy, 5 stars. IGN, 9.2 out of 10. Videogamer.com, 10 out of 10. All right. And of course, for the awards section, Grand Theft Auto 4 earned awards from several critics and publications. It received Game of the Year awards from Digital Spy, the Entertainment Mechanics Association, Game Trailers, Giant Bomb, IGN Australia, Kotaku, the Los Angeles Times, the New York Times, and Time. At the Spike Video Game Awards, the game won Game of the Year and Best Action Adventure Game, and Michael Hillick won Best Performance by a Human Male for his role as Nico. It was nominated for 3 awards at the 9th Game Developers Choice Awards and 7 at the 5th British Academy Games Awards, tying for the most nominations at the latter. At IGN's Best of 2008, it won 11 awards, including Best Voice Acting across all 3 platforms and overall, and the Best Story for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. All right, so one more thing I have to review, and that's Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm trying to wrap up here actually, so let me see how much time. All right, so Grand Theft Auto 4, no, Grand Theft Auto 5 is a 2013 action adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It is the 7th main entry in the Grand Theft Auto series, following 2008's Grand Theft Auto 4 in the 15th installment overall. Set in the fictional state of San Andreas based on Southern California, the single player follows three protagonists: retired bank robber Michael DeSanta, street gangster Franklin Clinton, and drug dealer and gun runner Trevor Phillips, and their attempts to commit heists while under pressure from a corrupt government agency and powerful criminals. The open world design lets players freely roam San Andreas, open countryside, and the fictional city of Los Santos based on Los Angeles. And this was released September 17th, 2013 for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, September 17th, 2013 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, November 18th, 2014, Microsoft Windows, April 14th, 2015, um, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X slash S, um, will be released March 2022 of next year. So we're gonna go over the reception. So the aggregator right here, Metacritic 97 out of 100, Edge 10 out of 10, Eurogamer 9 out of 10, Famitsu 40 out of 40, Game Informer 9.75, excuse me, out of 10, GameSpot 9 out of 10, Games Radar Plus 5 stars, IGN 10 out of 10, Joystick 5.5 stars, Play 97 out of 100, The Escapist 4.5 stars. All right, so we're gonna see the re-release reception. Metacritic on PC 96 out of 100, PlayStation 4 97 out of 100, Xbox One 97 out of 100, publication Game Informer 9.75 out of 10, GameSpot 9 out of 10, IGN 10 out of 10, PC Gamer 92%, videogamer.com 10 out of 10. What else? And I think, yeah. So 2012 Video Game Awards, 31st Golden Joystick Awards, Game of the Year, Most Anticipated Game. Yeah, it both won. Got nominated, of course, won for the 18th Satellite Awards, Spike VGX. Of course, all got nominated January 9th, 2014, 14th Annual Game Developers Choice Awards. Of course, won that one, Best Technology. All got nominated. Outstanding Achievement in Gameplay Engineering, Grand Theft Auto 5 won that one. And the rest is just a mixture of nominations and winnings. And you know what? There you have it, man. Whatever games I didn't get to review, I will try to actually review them in a future episode. Because I'm trying to, because of time constraints. So let me see. Um, let me see what. So I think that's gonna do it for this show right here in episode 35 right here. I do apologize for not being able to not be able to record, but review the other games. So whatever games I didn't get to, I will review them in the future episodes. So anyway, you like what you heard in today's show today and episode or previous episode you listened to, feel free to show some love by making a charitable donation to my Cash App, which I put on the Instagram live right here, which says Cash App, which is $ G Money Stacks 555. Um, that's $ capital G M-O lowercase MONEY capital S lowercase TACKZ 555. Once again, it's not about breaking the bank. It's all about doing what you can, and whatever amount you um, are comfortable with will be appreciated. So, um, anyway, um, so speaking of which, you'd like to know where you can follow the show. Of course, you can follow Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, the review show, on Instagram. And you can follow my sports podcast, of course, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition show. And you can follow my number one show that is about to reach the 100 episode, which is Off the Meat Rack Chains New York podcast. Um, on Facebook and Instagram, of course, all in one word. And you can follow me at G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. And a quick little reminder for Instagram, all right? Make sure you turn on your notifications so you can know that I will be going on Instagram live on the air, so you can actually watch me in action and stuff like that. And if you have any questions for the people that's watching on Instagram live and stuff like that, feel free to put it in the comments and stuff like that, man. I want your feedback. Let me know how you feel about the episodes, the topics that we just reviewed, of course, the games that we just reviewed and stuff like that in terms of the Grand Theft Auto franchise, the music artists of Lil Wayne, Juvenile. No, excuse me, not no Juvenile and G Unit actually, and of course, anything else. I do appreciate your I will appreciate your thoughts and stuff, but anyway, um, um, now as we go to the next section of the show, which is regarding streaming platforms. This is regarding, of course, stream choices on the go. All right. Now, stream choices on the go is pertaining to what we're going to go over on the audio streaming platforms. When you are on the Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast show's page, you're gonna see a link that says Linktree/Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. You click on there, and it's gonna take you to the section where it has the audio streaming platforms. I ain't going to go over it with you, where you could actually find where you can listen to the audio episodes and, of course, the visual content. So here we go. Now we are going to. Okay, so you can follow the show. You can listen to it by Anchor, Audible, Audacity, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Audacity, Amazon Music, Breaker, Cashbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podfriend. Don't forget to do a 5-star rating on 2 links of Podfriend and Pod Chaser. All right. Now hold on. Yes, Podfriend, Podcast Addict, Podopolo, Podchaser. We are on Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher. Don't forget to listen to the review show Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast on TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, and last but not least, the YouTube. go ahead and grab the subscribe button on the YouTube channel Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast page. Make sure you enable alerts so you can be reminded of when the show goes in the air live via live stream. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and topics. Of course, stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes that was recorded. It will be automatically be uploaded and posted to the channel's page. Don't forget to download your favorite episodes, share the episodes, share the videos. Make sure you tell a friend to another friend. And also, don't forget to share the podcast along with the audio streaming platforms with the link that says Linktree/Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast on here. With your friends. All right. And listen, man, make sure you reach out to your loved ones and stuff like that. Like your husbands, your wives, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your friends, because those individuals might be fine on the outside, but on the inside, they are not. You don't have to wait every year for Mental Health Day and Mental Health Awareness Month of May, because it's 365 days in a year, and there's no such thing as a person who works 24/7. All right? Because if that was the case, everybody would be robots relying on motor oil and like the cars and motorcycles we drive. All right. Now for some free game on how to start a podcast. For all you new people who are interested in creating a show like a podcast, like I'm doing right now with 3 shows underneath my belt, I got you. Don't worry. I'm gonna tell you the important equipment that you need to start a podcast. All right. So here we go. First and foremost, you need headphones. You also need a microphone like this. You also need a laptop or computer so you can do your live streams, whichever you prefer. Will work. Don't worry about that. Also, you also need a supported software to do your live stream. And I'm going to recommend StreamYard. And the reason I'm recommending that is because, I got introduced to StreamYard months ago. And the simple fact that you are able to have creation tools for you to make segments, for you to create banners on, your social media handles where people could follow you on your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your Twitter, your 17 lives, of course. Which, by the way, man, don't forget to follow me on 17 Live at G Money Stacks, Queens, New York on there. So don't forget to follow me on there as well. And if you are creating a unique name, let it be something that nobody has never heard before, right? Of course, there's going to be some people who may not like the name of your show or whatever, but you know what? Fuck them, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's making yourself happy by following your dreams, not them, and not the corporations, not the media productions, not the radio stations or whatever. None of that. It's all about you. It's all about you and your confidence, how you are able to be the best you can be and be the best version you can be. You know what I'm saying? Also, as part of free game, with StreamYard, you could actually send links to people, whether it's through DMs on Instagram, whether it's DMs through email, phone numbers, whatever you prefer that's comfortable. And if I see you in part of the if I see you come in, I will add you to the live stream so you could be able to be a part of the live stream so you can see me in action based on the topics that I'm going to be talking about and stuff like that. That way you can chime in your thoughts on the topics and subjects that is going to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? And of course, that's basically what I like about StreamYard is that you're able to create your own brand. You be able to create the name of your show right here that you can see on the screen right here of YouTube, and the scrolling banners of the social media handles where you can follow the show and stuff like that. Uh, and basically, that's about it though, man. If you like some help on how to start a podcast and especially the equipment on what you need, you can hit me up on Instagram, which is gmoneystacks555 in Queens, New York, or you can hit the show's page, Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, on there. Um, either way, I will answer. And I'll be happy to actually guide you and help you out. So don't worry, G Money Stacks got your back though. All right. Um, let me let me let me just emphasize this though. If you like to know more on how to create a podcast or whatever, you can go download the Anchor app, or you can check out the website anchor.fm so you can get yourself a head start. And I wish you the best in your podcast journey. All right. Now, what you could do with those haters from the hatermobile, you picture them as food, as garbage burgers and pound cakes. You want to eat them up like this. And there you have it, man. That's gonna do it for this show right here, man. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I really hope you guys learned a few things and stuff like that. And I hope you guys be careful out there. Make sure you wear your face covers. Make sure you be mindful of all the people that you are surrounded with and stuff like that. And don't worry about the fucking conspiracy theory idiots, man, who come up with made up stories and shit like that, as far as like, you know, all the other crap about, growing arms and stuff like that. Yo, don't believe the hype and all that other shit though, man. They're just spewing fear into people, into into not taking the whole vaccine shit. Like, come on, we're talking about a global pandemic and slamdemic here. Okay. So you know what I'm saying? This is about public health. This is not about religious beliefs or whatever. It's not about that, okay? And and I have to say it again, because people always say that they use religious exemptions and stuff like that, but that's no excuse to not care for the people that you're surrounded with, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna go to a music concert or any other event or whatever, make sure you are masked up or whatever and socially distance and stuff like that. Um, and there you go. So make sure you have your water alongside with your Gatorade with electrolytes for energy and strength, alongside with your hand sanitizer, your water, and your soap. Make sure your hands is clean and shit like that, and you know the jizz. So I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me. Um, and I will see you in the next episode of the show right here of Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast. Um, and peace and one love. and you guys have yourself a good night.